Okay, 10 degrees is too much. If I push this back and I put my square out here at 12 inches, here's 12. I am about probably a half an inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch past this edge. So I got to dial this back a little. The other thing I needed to be concerned about is the stretcher. I can't have any interference with the bowl, and that right there, that's why I've got this position where I do, is about as close as I can come to that inner bowl circle where it starts to pass through. I know it tapers away. I could probably back up just a little bit, but even if I put it right there, giving me about 1.125" reveal all the way around, which would be nice. I'm still way proud. Good 3/4 of an inch. So I gotta change this angle. I'm gonna try 7 degrees and see where that lands. 6 degrees it is. It's about 1/8 of an inch inside with a 1.25" reveal, which gives me just enough room for the bowl. And I'm still inside the outside edge by about maybe 3/16 now that I got it set up just right. So I'm going to go with 6 degrees and take it from there. Alright, I cut a couple, these are drops from cutting these to length, and I just randomly put a opposite cut on there to find out that my wedge block needs to be 7/8 of an inch wider. So I'm going to take this as a kind of a template, and I also want my wedge block to be taller. So I'm going to pick out a different piece of stock. I've got one here. Kind of go with that. Okay, that gave me just about what I wanted. It's a little bit long, and that's because I cut it that way. But I can also see that my angle is just a hair off here. Shouldn't be, but it is. So I'm going to, I think that's because of the way I was going through the blade. I'm going to take and recut both edges just a skosh and see if I can't get it to true up a little better. Okay, much cleaner, and the reason I think I was getting kind of a bad read on it was that this is probably moved on me a little bit, and it's not perfectly flat. This, if I just put just light finger pressure on this, this lines up perfectly. So I'm going to go with that. It gives me my 1.25" reveal. It's just maybe 1/16 of an inch off or so. I'm not going to be concerned about that. I need to cut these to length. Then I can do a sub-assembly here. And like I said, flip it over and see how it's going to look. Well, after giving it some thought, I've decided to use a radius on this wedge. And I'm going to use the same radius as the bowl, so I just used it as a template, corner to corner, drew my line, and then I'll just rough cut that out and sand it, and that'll be that. Alright, getting my 12-inch length here for these legs. Just got a 6-inch ruler balanced on the top of my tri-square. Gotta grab them both at the same time here. There. Alright, finished cutting my dominoes for these legs and the center part. I think I may have mentioned this before, but what I do in a situation like this is I cut this leg in the tight setting. Then on this piece here, I cut it twice, once on either side of the line. So basically, a line width, I guess it'd be two line widths wider. That gives you just enough play to get this thing to get nice and flush on the top. And that's all I want. I want to keep that glue joint as tight as possible. So that's nice. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to put a stretcher on here, 2 of them. I'll figure out that length. Got to bevel the one side at 6 degrees. Probably I should bevel the bottom the opposite direction as well. Keep that flat. But yeah, that's a basic, nice looking bench.